Hello and welcome to part 5 of the CardRPG tutorial for Unity with Scriptable Objects. I am Krasenstein and we're about to get into the configuring the UI and making it all set up. We're going to be adding in the draw pile, the discard pile, syncing everything to the card manager. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to first off change the name of the canvas to Game UI so that we know what's going on there. We need to delete the card. We're going to be instantiating the card instead. So let's get this out of here. Bing, bam, gone. So, inside the game UI, we are going to create a couple empty objects as well. So we're going to do create empty, but you can just right click here and create empty, or go to create empty. And we're going to name this draw container. And it's going to be the spot where all of the cards sit when they're in the draw pile. So we're actually going to move it way off of screen. So you can do one of two things with that. You can either take this, you can either hit W or up here for the move tool, and throw it to the side off screen. Or to make sure that you're off screen, you can do -2000. This just takes it way off screen. We're going to make the container that holds the cards in your hand. And that's going to be called the current hand container. Basically what's going to happen is there's going to be cards that move from the draw container into, so there'll be childs. So there'll be children of the draw container, so they'll look like this basically, right? And you'll see a bunch of them. And then as they move to your hand, they'll actually leave the transform or the parent draw container and move to the new parent. So they actually go here instead. And that'll be how it moves through the system. It'll go draw, current hand, discard. So the current hand container is going to sit, we're actually going to keep it centered. We're going to move it to -340. It's going to sit a little bit lower on the screen basically. It's going to be 1850 in width and 310 in height. We're also going to add in a horizontal layout group. So add component horizontal layout group. And we don't need any padding at all, but the spacing we need is -20. We want them to overlap each other just a tiny bit in middle center. We're going to force expand only height. We don't want it to force width, it'll make it look really goofy. We're going to grab the prefab, pull the card in on the current hand container. There it is, right there, right in the middle. That's a pretty spot, right? And if you add more, if you hit Control D to duplicate it, that's how it's going to layer itself. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cards, that's the max that the hand's going to be, right? That's what we put for the card manager, is a max hand size of 10. So, let's remove all of these. Now we're just a little, let's just leave one in there. Leaving one in there is nice. You can see what's going on then as things go. Okay. So let's make another empty called the discard container. And the discard container is going to sit at 1400 or 1500 off of X. Remember, it needs to just be off screen. It needs to be as far as possible, right? So that's that. That one's done. And now we just need a couple more containers that we're not going to worry about. Okay. So now we need to put in the actual images for the draw and discard pile, right? Remember we have the sprites for them. Here's the discard pile sprite and the draw pile sprite. If you pull this window up, you can see what it looks like, right? So let's take care of that now. So we're going to do we're going to do a UI image. We're going to hit F2, change it to draw pile. And we're going to position it. First off, we're going to put the anchor bottom left. And we're going to position it at 100 by 474. going to be 192 by 192. So now we actually need to put an image in. Let's put in the draw pile. Take it right on. Boom, draw. Looks pretty good. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again for the discard pile, but because we already have this kind of set up a little bit, we're gonna do it again for the discard pile. But before we do that, we need to add how many cards are left in the deck. So we're gonna right-click on Draw Pile, hit UI Text. We're gonna change the text name using F2 to count, and we're gonna put in a placeholder number, which is 99. That's going to sit in the center of that image. That's where the center anchor is. It's going to be -5 and 8 on the Y position, and 45 in width and 43.5 in height. It's going to be a bold number. We're going to pick a nice green color for it too. Nice green. And we're going to click Best Fit. And middle, of course. So we want a middle alignment completely. And then we also want to add in a shadow. So add component shadow. And we're going to keep it how this is, except for we're going to make the alpha 100%, which makes it full black. Now if you toggle shadow on and off, you can see how much more vibrant it makes it, how much easier it is to read on that gray. So now that we have that all set up, we can hit Control D on Draw Pile to duplicate it. Name this new one Discard Pile. Change the anchor to bottom right. Change the X position to -122. Keep it at 474 is perfect. Same sizes, doesn't really change anything there. We're just going to change the image to Discard Pile. There we go. We're going to also change the color for count. For this count, we're going to change the color to like a reddish color. Give it maybe a bright red, maybe a reddish orange kind of like that. Isn't bad. Something readable. All right, and now we need to add one more thing. For now. So we have all of these. We're going to right-click on Game UI again. We're going to do a Create UI button. That button is going to be called End Turn Button. That button is going to be bottom right anchored, and we're going to do -221 by 325. It's going to be 250 in width and 70 in height. It's fine with the sprite it has. We can add a text component, which is already here as part of the button. We're going to call it End Turn, all capital letters. Make this best fit. It's already aligned center, which makes it easier for us. There you go. There's your the basic game UI part. Now we need to set up the user UI. So we're going to make a new canvas. So we're going to do Create UI Canvas. And we're going to call it User UI. Drag it up here. And what that's going to be is it's going to be a bar up here that gives you details about your health, your stamina, any trinkets you have, any status effects you've got going on. So inside User UI, first off, we need to make sure that it's set up the same way as the game UI. So scale with screen size, 1920 by 1080, match width or height by 0.5. And it's going to get a script on here called the UI manager, and that'll be coming in the next video. So we're going to add in a UI panel. We're going to call it background. Background sits 925 up on the bottom. And we're going to make it We're going to make the color about here. More like a darker gray with full opacity. We're going to add a shadow to it and makes things pop a little bit more. So it's going to be a white shadow at full opacity, and it's going to be an effect distance of 1, -5. Look at that. It's like a border. So the next thing we need to do is we need to create a UI text object. It's going to be called HP. And that's exactly what it is. It's actually HP colon. It's going to be 40 in font size. It's going to be center aligned. We're going to put it in the top left anchor. It's going to sit 65 in X, -19 on Y, 136 or 137 in width, and 121 in height. You're gonna go, where is it? Well, if you click on this and then put your mouse, if you click on HP, put your mouse over the scene, hit F, shows you where it is. It just needs to change the color. So let's see here. The color needs to be bright white. But why is it up in that corner, you'd ask? Good question. You need to click on the anchor project, hold Alt and Shift, and click the top left, snap it to snap everything, the pivot and the position to the top corner, and then change the X back to 65 and -18. Now it's in a good spot. We need another text, so we're going to Control D. We're going to call this Health Info text. We're going to make this 146 by 18. We're going to make this a 180 in width and a 121 in height. We're going to put in a placeholder, so it'll be 999 out of 999. Make the font a little bit larger, make it 50 for the font instead of 40, just so it pops a little bit more. We're going to make it a lighter red color, so it'll be something like this. Isn't bad. So now we're going to hit Control and D again to get a blocked text. We're going to set up everything we need to set up. So we got the blocked text next, and that's going to be at 65 by -99. It's going to be 305 in width and 39 in height. We're going to do a font size of 20. We're going to make it bold. 6 out. We're going to give it a nice light blue color. Give it a nice pretty light blue like that. We're going to call this in capital letters blocked colon 999. That'll show how much block damage we have. So we actually don't take that damage that turn. And then we'll do one more, and that'll be the stamina text. Stamina text. And that's 352 by -18. And a width of 443 and 121 in height. We're going to call for the text, we're going to use stamina colon 3/3. And it's going to be size 14 and best fit between 10 and 40. And of course, bright white. And there we go. We've set up the user UI. We've set up the game UI. Let's attach the things we need to the card manager. So we need the draw container. Drag that onto the card manager. We need the discard container and the current hand container, or the card holder. Those all needed to be in there. We also need the UI. So the draw pile count goes here. the discard pile count goes in the discard pile tab and the end turn button. Everything's now synced up for the card manager. So effectively, it should draw a bunch of cards for us. Let's find out. There it does. It does draw. It draws 5 aerial flips. Now it doesn't set the cards up. So all we have to do now is it's going to be very simple. Open the card manager. And we're going to set the data to the card data. So we're going to go g.getComponent card.card_data equals current available cards at position I. So it goes through and cycles all the cards. And then also we'll do a g.name. We'll name the game object g.getComponent card.card_data.cardName. There we go. So now it's now good to go for that. Now it should effectively just draw cards. Let's go back to the Unity editor. So if we get rid of... Alright, so let's see if this works. So you just got to hit the play button. And there we go. We have 5 cards already drawn. The aerial flip, smack, defend, and smack, and they fill out all their information correctly. We have 2 cards in draw pile. We've got the 5 cards in the current hand for a total of 7 cards in your deck. And it shows all 3 cards that exist here. You're good to go. So the next video, we're going to work on the user UI. We're going to make that sync up, and we're going to learn how to discard cards. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoy this. We are working on finishing this tutorial by the end of the year for 2018. So look forward to all of these videos coming out relatively soon. And I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.